The Examinations Committee is responsible for supervising, coordinating and advising on the organisation of the European Diploma of Anaesthesia and Intensive Care, as well as maintaining and improving the standard of the examination. Joining me now, the chair of the committee, is Dr. Bazil Ateleanu. Bazil, thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, thank you for having me.
Can you briefly talk us through the development, expansion and success of the examination?
From its advent in 1984 with the first part 1 in Strasbourg, our exam grew from strength to strength. We had to obviously implement the structure of the exam. We had to align the exam to the ETR of the European board. In this moment we wanted to expand the exam to more countries in Europe and in the world. And obviously we needed more staff, more examiners, more hosts to get to the records of today.
So how many countries were involved at the beginning and where are you at now?
Well, we started with the first country and now we have 95 Part 1 centers in all continents. Only 5 European countries are not using our exams as mandatory exam for their national exam. We have more than 20 Part 2 exams. We have more than 2,200 participants for the home online assessment, and we are running now a specially designated course dedicated to the exams.
And what makes the EDIAC so unique?
Well, it makes it unique in the sense that it is enormous as expansion in the world, has a very, very high number of participants. It's using now 12 languages, so we are a multilingual exam. Has a structure that combines anesthesia and intensive care in a way in which Part 1 is an MCQ exam and the Part 2 is an oral viva exam. And on top of that we have the online assessment, which is a formative tool in preparation for the exam.
What do the recent exam results show and what impact do you think it can have in the future?
Well, the impact of the exam is enormous in the sense that very many countries adopted part or the full exam, our exam, as part of the national structure. And as a result of that, every year, as a result of the EDAIC exam, more and more specialists are able to work with a high degree, with prestige, if you want, everywhere in Europe and not only.
For any future candidates that might be watching today, do you have any tips or advice for them?
For the Part 1 exam, it's very important that they test themselves with different MCQs. There are many books that they are on our website recommended in preparation for this exam. For the Part 2, it's also not only the knowledge, but also the logical part of the answer, the fluency, the safety of their answer, and the fact that they have to now have an opinion and to defend that opinion in front of the examiners.
And looking ahead to the rest of 2023 and further ahead, what would you say are the priorities of the Examinations Committee?
The priorities are to continue the developments that we had after COVID, is to solidify the structure of the exam in a reproducible fashion, and to continue our expansion as we plan to have Indonesia, Paraguay and the last European countries joining us in 2024.
You excited for the future, Bazil?
Very much.
Well, Bazil, thank you so much for joining us and have a great Congress.
Thank you. Thank you.